Oh, so it was a foxtail. So we were out on a hike on a hot summer day, and our dog just started sneezing like crazy. It turned out that she got foxtail, the deadly little seed that is very dangerous for dogs. In this video, you'll see how we knew it was foxtail based on her symptoms, the procedure we did at the emergency pet hospital, as well as the doctor's advice on how to best handle the situation if it ever happens to your dog. Okay, if you're not familiar with foxtail, first of all, you should. The tricky thing is, this little guy only goes in and never out.
Right. They're horrible this year. Typically where they get stuck is either in the paws, in the ears,
I know.
back of the throat, or the nose. And with foxtails, they are a bit of a pain in the butt, I'll be honest. Why is they can migrate. So they can go into underlying tissue.
So what are the symptoms of foxtail? My dog inhaled it through the nose, so she had excessive sneezing for a couple of minutes. We ended up taking her to the ER immediately, which thank God we did. Here you can see how our doctor diagnosed her with foxtail.
Good. My name's Dr. Lynn Hilding, and this is Kudos.
Yes.
And so this happened today. Kind of, I guess, walk me through it again.
Yeah. So we were on a hike maybe about like an hour ago by this time.
Okay.
I think on our way back, she started sneezing very abnormally. Like she's never sneezed that excessively, like nonstop for at least, I want to say like 5 minutes.
Okay.
When she was sneezing, her facial expression was very odd. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Her nose was tilted towards her left side. Also towards the left side, like she was showing her teeth. She looked very uncomfortable, not like a normal sneeze. So we pretty much called you guys immediately and came over here about a half an hour ago.
And I know she was barking a little bit. Is she typically pretty nice with strangers?
I would say so, yeah. I think she's probably just a little scared.
Like, has she ever bitten or anything like that?
Oh, no, nothing of that sort, yeah.
Do I come here?
It's okay. Maybe we'll come together. Usually pretty okay. Like, she would like going to the vet because they give treats here. Oh, look, like, she's making that. Oh, look, I think it's better that you see it. You know what I'm describing. Yeah, I was trying to film her.
Maybe have one of you guys just hold her. I'll just kind of come into you.
She would not bite. Don't worry. Like, she would not. I know you're scared. I know. You're okay.
Because what's big right now, and my technicians may have mentioned, is like something like foxtails,
Yeah.
right? If it was the back of the throat, usually it's like coughing, like hacking, hard swallowing. With sneezing, I get more concerned about something truly in the nose that's irritating.
Yeah.
Now, what we recommend in these cases, and I think my technician again had mentioned, is typically a sedated exam.
Okay.
She wouldn't have to go under general anesthesia at all, but just a fairly heavy sedation. So it's an injectable.
Okay.
So she doesn't have to get intubated. She doesn't have a tube down her throat, but she gets pretty sleepy. And that's
Is it kind of like the same thing she got when she got spayed, or?
her spayed. She would have been under general anesthesia.
Oh, like that one is more, I guess, full blown.
Yes, exactly. Just because they have to make incisions and things like that. So with the sedation, she's sleepy enough. When they're awake, you definitely can't. They just won't tolerate it. And what we do is we essentially have like a little microscope or magnifying glass to look inside the nose. And if we find something, end of story, like we're done. Like we find the culprit. The difficult thing comes to if we don't find something. So on the ER service, we can only see about this far into the nose. Not her full nose, but only about this far. Now, typically when they have foxtails, especially if we're catching it early, like right now, we can usually see it in that first little bit. But there are cases where the foxtails can go farther back than we can see. So like at the back of the, like what's called the pharynx.
Is it just up to chance, or like does that?
It's totally up to chance. Yeah. So the difficult thing is, so again, if we see something, it's good because we can remove it. It's when we can't find something. So when we sedate her, we look in both nostrils, we rule out like seeing something obvious. And then the question becomes either two things. Either something was in there, it's come out, and now it's just like leftover irritation. Typically how we treat them is like Benadryl, like an antihistamine. But if there is something
that got way back,
farther back there, her clinical signs just won't resolve. if that happens, then we have to almost consider her seeing a specialist, because what they do is actually what's called a scope or an endoscopy. And instead of using like my magnifying glass, they just have an additional kind of schooling or expertise in using what's called a scope, which is a tube magnifying glass. So they get to stick it kind of.
I've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah, so they can stick it like all the way up, all the way to the back of the nose, all the way kind of down the throat, and look for obvious foxtails. We just don't have that ability on ER. And in many cases, we are able to find something with what the tools that we have, but we just don't know until we try.
I see.
So we do typically recommend sedating her now as opposed to waiting, because if we can find something, we can get it out, and there's kind of that peace of mind. But I always want to warn you, there is a risk that we might not find something.
So even if you, I mean, the best case is you found something, you got it out, and done deal. Yeah. But if you don't find something, it could although be great news, nothing is happening. Yeah. But we watch her for a few days, just see how she does. Yeah. And okay, I think I understand the game plan here. Yeah.
I do recommend doing it sooner than later, because if we can find it, there's less risks involved. Again, the medication is reversible, but she will be a little bit groggy tonight, but she should be able to go home tonight either way. Since the symptoms were quite obviously pointing to foxtail, our doctor suggested that we sedate her as soon as possible and try and see if we can get the foxtail out. The main rationale is that the longer you wait, the further the foxtail may travel through the body, which you don't want, as it's pretty painful for your dog and your wallet. What I'll do first, I do have to get you an estimate for the cost of the procedure. Sure, yeah. So I'll have you guys wait here. Give me a couple minutes, and then we'll come in and go over that.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. So Kudos, we have the good news for you. You're not staying here tonight. You are indeed going home. No matter what we decide, you are going home. Okay? You're sleeping on your own bed, not on a hospital bed. Isn't that exciting?
Alrighty. So you're looking at a total of $628 to $679.61. I'd say 30 minutes to an hour at the most from start to finish.
Okay.
You're welcome.
We were so happy to see our dog back with the collectible foxtail in a tube. She looked quite funny, and I feel bad for laughing at her, but I just couldn't hold it. Is she drugged up?
No, like it's a slight sedative. We give it in combination so she gets all the effects of it.
She seems completely fine. She's mellow like this normally.
When she starts being calmed, she'll be more drunk. So she'll be drunk for about 6 hours. But she's fine. Just make sure that if you live in a 2-tiered place, like apartment or house or anything like that, keep her just on one level. Don't let her jump off beds, because she may miss it and kind of hit herself.
She looked like she doesn't recognize me. She barely said hi.
Yeah, she just has to go.
Okay.
This is what we pulled from her nose.
Oh, so it was a foxtail. Oh.
Yeah, it was really big and really deep in there.
Oh my God,
this is one it kind of broke in some pieces, but this is what we pulled from her.
Oh.
So just be mindful, because most likely during the summer up until probably September, most likely if she has these symptoms again, it will be other foxtails.
Kudos. That was fun up in your nose. You look exactly like you had a little too much. Okay.
There's a little mesh thing that you can buy for them. It covers...
I saw it on
it takes some adjustment. Maybe if you guys go out with her and you don't want to really kind of sacrifice that, then look for the reviews and see if there are foxtails, because some areas they'll remove it and some areas they will.
I see.
So it has to be research.
But even when she doesn't go up close to foxtail, she can still catch them?
Yeah. She can still catch them, because the wind will carry them, and she has a very long snoot. So dogs like her usually tend to get it. Sometimes they'll get it in their paws and stepping on it. So if you notice that she ever develops a little boil or something between the paw pads or is licking, it most likely could be a foxtail there. If she starts shaking her ears, it could be that there's a foxtail there. We checked her mouth too. So the most common is that they'll eat it, inhale it, get it in their ears, or get it in between their paws. We checked all over. She only had the foxtail in the nose.
Right.
She just be a little weird for the next day or so, but she'll perk up.
From her leg.
The way she's posturing.
She looks
her face is
she's posing for pictures. It's funny. Oh my God. So I know one of the things that the doctor kind of... Are you okay? One of the things that the doctor warned us about is maybe the foxtail will go all the way up in her nose. So we don't think that's a possibility anymore, right?
No, because
okay, good.
Usually you would see persistent signs,
Okay.
and we would see a lot more blood just because it's more vascular the more in the sinus you get.
Okay.
And afterwards, she wasn't still sneezing or anything. She's just
Oh,
been
I
like
see.
that.
No,
So
this
most
is like-
likely we've removed what was the
Yeah, this
irritant.
is really the best news, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
but if she continues,
yeah.
it is a possibility, but
Okay.
we're confident that we have a good
oh,
with it.
perfect.
Okay.
This is amazing. Thank you. Yeah,
no problem.
Alrighty. She was sleepy / drunk for the entire night, but she pretty much recovered by the end of the next day. Good house, come to your bed. Yeah, come to your bed. Yeah, your bed. Yeah, Kudo's bed. We found this from your nose. Are you sleeping or no? You're drunk, I know. You're secretly really happy, right? What a wonderful night. Alrighty, I hope this was helpful. Feel free to save this video just in case. Have a great summer. Bye.